Shut up and sit down.
Howdo, and welcome back to the channel that absolutely nobody is talking about. I am your genital host, Mr. Jones. Thank you very much for joining me on this Top 5 Thursday. Now, I ummed and ahed about this. I didn't know what to do Top 5 Thursday on, and then yesterday I had a eureka moment, because up there, round about now, should be the video that I did yesterday on a backward-minded gobshite called Howard George Stirrup. He believes the earth to be flat. He believes every single conspiracy theory going without any evidence whatsoever. And he's just basically a man who lacks any sort of social skills and goes swimming in Scotland. Now, so I thought today I would do the top 5 things that I've heard flat earthers say. Because I watch a lot of flat earth videos. I watch a lot of flat earth debates as well. My favourites, I think there's a guy called, well, there is a guy called Red's Rhetoric who's a very, very good debater. You know, you should check him out. He's sometimes does debates with flat earthers and completely destroys them with facts and figures. And all flat earthers can come out and go, no, that's not real. And that's about all they've got, really. Now, anyway, it's time we got into this. So let's do, in no particular order, but this order, numerically anyway, number 5. Yes, so number 5. Gravity isn't real, man. Yes, well, the Wikipedia description for gravity is a natural phenomenon that attracts mass towards mass. It's perfectly plausible. We've got measurements for this. We've measured it at 9.8 meters per second squared. When things fall down towards the ground, well, things accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared in a vacuum chamber. Now, things always fall down. Flat earthers will say or scream, density and buoyancy. Up here in the top left hand corner, or the top right hand corner of your screen right now, is my video debunking a gravity debunker. Because the screen density and buoyancy is the answer for everything, but density is not a force. So you can't have density. You can't have buoyancy either, because buoyancy needs gravity to work. And in fact, the formula for buoyancy contains little g, which stands for
gravity, you fucking retard! Gravity! Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
That's the one. So you can't have that either. Please, flat earthers, I'm begging you, please, have you got a credible alternative to gravity? Something else that explains it better than what we've got right now. And don't scream density. Well, I've just said you can't have density and buoyancy because, you know, like I said, density is not a force and buoyancy needs gravity. So have you got a credible alternative? Anything, please? You've had years for this and you still can't come up with nothing. Can't come up with anything. So come on, give us your best shot. Number 4. NASA lies. Dearly. Lied about what exactly? The shape of the Earth, maybe? No, they're not lying about that. Prove it. You're coming out with some claims. NASA lies. Just because they're a government agency, you think, you know, governments tell lies. Of course they do. Sometimes to protect us. Most of the time for their own, you know, so they can get another term in office and all the rest of it. You know, governments lie, it's just a fact of life, unfortunately. It's something that we have to live with, unfortunately, until a better system comes along, and then we can all live in relative peace and harmony and all the rest of it. But, name one NASA lie. Name one. And prove it. You're coming out with a claim, so the burden of proof is on you. So prove your claim. Just as simple as that, really. Just as simple as that. Feel like a flat earther, really. Simple. Number 3. It looks flat. I think this is the most ridiculous claim. It looks flat. Well, of course it does. You know, the Earth is massive. It is pretty bloody big. Now, about the same scale, if you think of yourself as an amoeba on a basketball, and then imagine yourself looking out, it's going to look flat. This is because you are very, very small, and the Earth is very, very big, so it's going to look flat. But if you have a wide-angled lens and you look out, if you go out to the beach and there's no islands or anything in front of you or whatever, you take a picture, take a photograph, right? Put it into some video editing software, compress the image, and you will see a slight curve. I think 0.3 degrees or something, or whatever it is. But there is a curve definitely there. You just can't see it because because the Earth is massive, like I say. So it looks flat. It really isn't an excuse, is it? It just isn't. Come on, let's see something better from you guys. Come on. Number 2. We live under a dome. There's a mythical dome that absolutely nobody has ever photographed, nobody has ever crashed into. There's a guy on YouTube called JM Truth. He's not been ill in the past 6 years since he became vegetarian, but he's got diabetes. He says he's got dyslexia like Albert Einstein had, but Einstein was never diagnosed with dyslexia. And of course he's a flat earther and landscape gardener. Not sure what landscape gardener's got to do with anything, but anyway, that's by the by. He claims that a guy, an explorer called Admiral Byrd, lost 13 men crashing into this mythical dome, but I can find no evidence of it whatsoever. I can find evidence of Admiral Byrd. Apparently he was an explorer and a bit of a liar, basically, to be honest. So this mythical dome, where is it? It isn't there. I can see outside now. I can't see a dome anywhere. There is no dome. If there was a dome, where do meteorites come from? That's just one thing. Why is there no reflection? If I look straight up now, why is there no reflection of the ground where I am in the dome? Where do rainbows come from? How does that happen? How do weather systems happen under a dome? Why do we have a pressure gradient if we live in or live under a dome? If we wouldn't have the pressure gradient that we have now, like 14.7 psi or something at sea level, going all the way up to 0. If we had a dome, we wouldn't have such a severe pressure gradient, would we? Oh, Jesus. Oh, the stupidity. It burns and it burns and it burns. It makes my brain itch. Oh. Here we go. Number 1. Space is fake. Yes, well, space has to be fake, doesn't it? Because we all live under a dome and there's nothing outside the dome. And the moon, the stars and the sun and everything is projected onto this dome by some magic projector that absolutely nobody knows the location of. Now, another reason why they think space is fake is because they don't understand how rockets work in space. They think that because there's no air to push away from, it can't propel a rocket forward. But according to Newton's third law, every action is equal and an equal reaction to it. So a rocket in space shoots fuel out at one end, rocket goes in the other. You know what I mean? That's Newton's third law. So, for instance, if you stand on a skateboard and you've got a bowling ball in your hand and you throw the bowling ball away, you get propelled backwards. And so, depending on how big you are, obviously you're way heavier than the bowling ball. So, you throw the bowling ball forward, you get propelled the other way. an equal, you know, an equal and opposite reaction. But obviously, with your weight, you don't go very far, but you will feel that, you know, you will feel that that force pushing you back. So that's basically, you know, how rockets work in space. So yeah, prove space is fake. Mad Mike Hughes, rest in peace, Mad Mike Hughes. He was a flat earther. He wanted to prove that the Earth was flat by using a rocket, and you know, sadly passed away because his chute opened too soon, and then he, you know, crashed to Earth, and obviously died. You know, I've seen a few videos of Mike Hughes, and yes, he was mad, hence the name Mad Mike Hughes. But you know, he was a nice guy. You know, it's horrible to see someone die in the pursuit of, you know, the hobby or the evidence, if you will. You know, it's sad to see someone go like that. So yeah, that's basically it. Those are my top 5 things that I've heard flat earthers say in debates, on videos, and all the rest of it. Do you know what? Even me, who hasn't been to college or university or anything like that to study these things, I've learned more about gravity and all the rest of it, and space and rockets and Newton's third law and all the rest of it. I've learned more since I've left school than I ever did at school. You know, us normal people call it research, flat earthers will call it indoctrination. Because what I do is, if I need to ask a question, for instance, Newton's third law, I went to, like, you know, three different websites, 3 different science websites. So, you know, 3 is good enough for me. You know, the scientific consensus is that the Earth is round. So, you know, why should I, you know, unbelieve or unlearn everything that I've learned to believe some numpty on YouTube who says the Earth is flat? Seems crazy to me. You know, I listen to qualified people, qualified scientific people who hold their hands up and just say, right, this is our explanation for things, come and prove us wrong. Which is honest and fair in my opinion. So, anyway, that's by the by. Thank you very much for joining me on this Top 5 Thursday. I know it's a little bit different from what I usually do, but like I said before, I was inspired by Mr. Howard George Syrup, the backward numpty, who you know, believes every conspiracy going and believes in second-hand information, even though he says he doesn't. My nose is itching like mad. I need to pick it, but I'm not going to do. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Join me on the next one, please. I'm away this weekend. I am going away. I am staying in a caravan on the west coast of England. I hope the weather is going to get better. It's a bit cloudy, but I don't care. I need to get out of this place. Whew. So I'm going to leave a couple of gameplay videos for your viewing displeasure. So please enjoy it, and then join me on Wacky Wednesday next Wednesday, Top 5 Thursday next Thursday, and in between gameplay videos where I'm playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is one of my favourite games of all time because it's grown on me that much. Anyway, see you, ta-ra, toodle pip, as we say in Bolts.